y'all, I'm Elisa and I am the Scrappy Wife behind ScrappyWife.com, and today I have a Bible journal process video for you. I am working in By the Well for God's devotional when God asks a question, and I am on day 9, which has us looking in the book of Jonah when God asked Jonah after the whale, when he's in Nineveh and he's angry that the Ninevites have repented and have changed their ways. He's actually angry about it, and so God asked Jonah, do you do well to be angry? And I'll be taking a look at that passage, and you can see I'm in my illustrating Bible. I have a ton of room to do some artwork. I probably won't be filling it all up, but we'll see. I've already done the journaling and prayer in my devotional, so I am ready to get going. I'll make sure to link supplies that are available down below. Otherwise, I'll put you on fast forward. Let's go. So for this entry, I wanted to try a new to me stamp technique. So my typical thing would be to stamp these pieces in black and then to paint or color them in. And I wanted to use these tiny distress inks, which I haven't pulled out in forever, it feels like, but I forgot how cute and tiny they are. And you can see I'm mixing the colors and adding different ink to the stamp and kind of placing it here and there. I did a little bit of breath on it, just a little kind of warm air on it just to make sure it was activated, ready to go. And then you get the shading in the actual stamp. Because I used the distress inks, it did not come out quite as clear as I was hoping. And I think it's one of just the ways that this technique works. So I'm going to use it over and over again. You guys, this entry somewhere here in the middle looks like a hot mess. Like I almost turned off the camera and decided that I could not save the page. It gets a little bit scary, and this is one of the areas that happens. So this is part of that same stamp set that has the little mason jar full of honey. I masked off my barrel right there, and I want my mason jar behind it, and whoa, does it end up bright compared to that dark brown. It was a lot. And so I'm like, oh, I'm not really sure how it's going, and I just decided to keep pushing forward. So now I have the honeycomb, and I picked out the color that I want the honey to be, and I've masked off both of my stamps that are already there. That way I can kind of layer the stamp, and I don't get a good impression, especially on this next one. So I didn't have the stamp positioned correctly on the block. You can see me, I fidget here, and I actually end up moving over to the edge. And just because of where I was trying to stamp, look, I barely got any impression. And now this is the point where I was like, oh my goodness, should I just scrap this page? But I always like to keep this stuff in here and to show you guys how I work through that, because I think this happens to all of us. We've had pages that just don't go as planned, and it's just not turning out how we like. I decided to come back over the top of this. I've been using distress ink so far, and this time I'm using some VersaFine ink that I have, and I went over the top of that honeycomb just to add a little bit more contrast and detail and to darken it up. It was way too bright, especially because I really wanted that sunflower to be the brightest part right there. So I'm adding some VersaFine, I think it's sepia in this VersaFine ink, and you can see I put something under. I get a much better impression. I didn't do so on the right, but that's okay. So I have my cluster of stamped images down here, and now I'm going to take my attention up to the top. I love the branch with the little beehive hanging off of it. So same technique, adding some darker brown here at the top and then shading it down to different colors here for the hive. And then I remember I'm going to have part of it go off the page, so I put my page, my desk protector underneath, get a pretty good image there, and now I'm going to come in with the bees. Overall, I did like the stamp technique of putting different inks and kind of doing the mixing of the colors on the stamp before you put it down. I do wish that I had practiced just a little bit more, maybe on a spare piece of paper. This would also be a great one to put on a spare piece of paper, and then you could cut out the images that you liked, you know, kind of mix and match and see what you liked, but I just went for it and put it straight in my Bible. And I'm happy with the end result of this page. You'll see some things that I do to kind of bring it together here in the end. I love this little like spoon with the honey leaking off of it or pouring off of it. I think it is so sweet. And now the last little stamp detail I'm going to add are some of these little bees all around the beehive and then over in parts of the rest of the scene. Right now it does look pretty disconnected, but I promise I'll start to kind of bring it all together in a moment. So adding my last little bees, working in odd numbers, so I have a group of 5 of the little bees, 1 large bee, and then I am done with that part of the stamping. I'm going to come back in with this distress ink and fill in some of the background, and I am just blending. I'm using the scrapbook.com blending tool, not the domed one, but these are just the standard blending brushes, and I'm moving it around very lightly, usually starting off of the page and then blending on. And you can see I'm adding some green, being very careful to kind of try to shade in between different parts. It's okay that it's not a perfect even blend because I don't have perfect even stamping, so it all kinds of goes together in the end. And then I'm going to add some blue. I believe this is in tumbled glass, which is just one of my favorites. It's the most gorgeous blue. So I'm going to fill in some of the sky, and this starts to connect the 2 parts of the scene because the color will be consistent throughout the whole page, so I can connect these 2 parts of the scene, and it's kind of a cohesive feeling with all of these super cute bees and the honey and the whole feeling there. When you are blending like this, you do want to be really careful, work slowly, have a really light hand. You can always add more. You can always blend over the top, add more and more layers. You can't take it away as easily. So there's a couple spots where I was rushing, my hand went down a little bit hard, and so I end up with more ink in those particular places. It doesn't worry me. It's kind of the impression I'm going for because everything is very not abstract, but just not perfectly drawn, if that makes sense. I have pulled out the Simon Alpha stamps because I'm going to have a big, bold title. I have done all my journaling in the Traveler's Notebook, so I don't really need to leave room for journaling on my page. And I'm going to add the title, Your Mercy is Sweeter Than Honey. And what I'm focused on here is there's actually 2 lessons in the book of Jonah. And of course, we all focus on Jonah in the big fish in the 3 days and, him trying to run away from the will of God. But he actually tries to run away again, if that makes sense. He doesn't run away, but he gets angry when God is kind of redeeming the Ninevites. He gives the Ninevites a chance to correct their ways through Jonah. Jonah comes and he preaches and it works, and the Ninevites are repenting, and Jonah's angry because he has had a grudge against the Ninevites forever, and he kind of wishes God would just show his wrath to the Ninevites for their mistakes. And it made me kind of reflect on the times that sometimes I prejudge, or I put myself in a place of judgment instead of just being so thankful for the mercy of God. I know I'm thankful for his mercy in my life because I am so far from perfect, and I should want that for everyone I'm around and everyone I see in the world. And so I just wanted the reminder that God's mercy is sweeter than honey. You can see I had one little stamping mishap on Mercy, but was able to correct it pretty quickly just by restamping that image and then adding honey right there. I love this alpha set. These bold titles are awesome. I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed with the bold titles. I love that it's black, and that is the only crisp thing on the page. So everything else is this really soft kind of rustic feel, and then you have these big crisp words which really make it stand out. So I came in to do the hand lettering. I love mixing and matching the stamping with hand lettering. I think it adds some interest to your page. And now I'm just going over it with my favorite Tombow Lettering Pen, which if you have not checked out these pens, I really urge you to do so. I'll definitely link them below. I'm obsessed with them. I love them. It's perfect for hand lettering. Now, here's how I end up saving the page, at least for me, in my opinion. I pulled out my colored pencils. These are just Prismacolor pencils. I love them. They have such a smooth blend to them. And I'm adding some shading in different parts. It's not coloring it in completely. I am just shading in bits and pieces to bring in some of the colors that I wanted to bring out a little bit more, to add a little bit more contrast in places. I come with my micron pen for the sunflower to add the contrast of that black middle to the sunflower, and then some little sketches around it so you really can tell it's a sunflower. I'm coming in, this is a gold colored pencil, which I think works really well in this honeycomb area, just to add some metallic interest. The colored pencils ended up saving this spread for me. I loved it actually in the end, and was pretty proud to show it to my husband. And just knowing that I had wanted to kind of trash the page at one point. So I am feeling pretty good about how it came out once it was all done. So just adding my last little shading. I had a little mishap with the beehive where I wanted to add the edge, make it a little bit crisper, but you can see I'm not coloring in solid, just little bits here and there. And then the thing I like the most is I came in with a darker green and added some shading underneath my barrel and some of the pieces that were here on the ground. And I think that that really helped ground the whole scene. They kind of looked like they were floating before, and they were so realistic looking with the stamps that I wanted to really clean that up. Once I add the date stamp, then this page is done. I just have to underline the verse that says, "The Lord asked, is it right for you to be angry?" Thank you so much for joining me for this Bible journal process video. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up and consider hitting that subscribe button as well as the bell notification button. I have all of the supplies I use linked down below, so make sure to check that out, as well as a sign up for my email newsletter that goes out every couple weeks with tons of crafty information and organization hacks. I hope that you have a fabulous day, and as always, keep it creative.